So in front of me here is a very poorly made tape model because, it sucks. And it'll look so sick when it's done, though. I'm loving the air intakes. Check this out. Nice, big, beefy air intakes. The other one actually matches. It's just the way that it's taped together. They're actually going to be nice sized. Um, so there's that. And we've got a nose cone. We've got our wings, our tail, body. I made the bottom pieces for the bottom of the nose, just roughed them out, and they actually do fit together very nicely. My wings fit my wing roots and all that stuff, and this is actually looking like it's going to be really nice when it's finished. But you can see how crappily this is taped on. This stuff, cheap double-sided tape, works for some things, not for a tape model. Don't use it for this. Don't use this. It's strong enough to do the job, but it'll rip the foam in half. Use this. Dollar store Scotch tape. Perfect stuff for this job. As you can see, I don't have that much left, so I am going to use some of it to make myself a proper tape model out of this. And I will get back to you because this is going to be an aircraft, and I haven't decided whether it's going to be a model or a pusher prop jet or anything else. But this is what I like about this stuff. Okay, it gets a little staticky, but it's really good for not damaging the foam. I can pull it apart and not worry about it wrecking my foam. I can even do it one-handed and not even be remotely concerned that it's going to even take the tiniest piece off of my foam, because it really won't. This stuff's great for that. And as you can see, it does a really, really horrible job of actually sticking to this stuff. Like, so hard, so horrible, it's that. Like, this stuff is just junk. But because it is, I do find it useful for foam, because it means you've got that. You can just peel it right off. And it's nothing. Watch this. It's been there for a while, too. But look, no pieces of the foam, just some dirt when I dropped it on the floor. So there's that. And then I'll make a proper tape model, and you can see the difference. The idea with a tape model is it has to be accurate enough to show you where all your pieces are going to be and how your pieces are going to fit together. Hold on. All right, so this is how I start every single tape build. And you might wonder why a diamond formation, and I'm going to show you why right now. So let's take this. Now, the only place I've used the double-sided tape and it's worked or been worthwhile is here to hold this little piece in place. I'm going to use it in the nose, too, to hold the piece in the nose cone that fits inside it, that holds our little toothpick and is essentially the nose weight. So this is the bottom panel of our main body. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one piece of tape on each side and right about the middle of where we want our wing to be. So I'm going to put that piece in the middle of the wing, and I'll show you that, and we'll be right back. So all I'm doing here, sorry about that, I left you on pause for a second, is putting these together. And now I'm going to take this and place this roughly where these line up perfect. So hold on. Now, I'm sure other people might say different things, but to me, the alignment here is just as important as when you're gluing, because you're trying to get a representation of how it's going to look when it's glued. So the closer you get it to the positions everything will be glued in, the better it's going to be later. So hold on, we're going to get this going. I'm going to take another piece over top each side and reinforce that so it doesn't just fall apart. Hold on. Conveniently, with the diamonds, they go on like this. You see, half the diamond on either side of the piece I'm attaching. Same thing here. And it makes a nicely reinforced wing that I will then be able to glide test. Haha, kinky. Hold on. All right, guys. Now you can see clearly a difference between these two models. Now, in the nose of this guy, I actually have the mount I'm going to use for this. So hold on. Let me install the final piece. All right. So now you get an idea of what it'll look like. Kind of like a Viper jet. It's got intakes like a Viper jet. It's got a nose like a traditional fighter plane. God only knows if it would CG right now. It does not. It is going to be incredibly nose heavy right at this moment, as you can see. And a fighter plane should CG upside down anyway. And watch this. Watch it CG right at the leading edge of the wing. It really looks like it's actually going to. I'm just having trouble getting it to sit on my fingertips in exactly the even way that it needs to. No, I don't think so. Oh, that was so close. It really will. Oh, there you go. CG is right at the front of the wing when inverted. So what that means is it will take a little bit of tail weight and it'll CG farther back, which is actually good. But it's got a nice long nose, which is also good and tends to lead to a nice sleek aerodynamic profile like that. Very stealth jet kind of thing. Very flat bottom, like I said. On the nose also a flat bottom, but nice steeply rounded on the nose. Obviously this isn't aligned perfectly, but overall I like very much the look of that. I like the way that's going to look with the wingtips and the intakes, and this is where you basically decide things like, is that a big enough air intake? Well, the fact that it still needs to be shaped a little more, and this needs to be shaped a little more, and it'll actually be a tiny bit narrower when it's actually mounted. In addition, you can see where this square section is. I'm going to indent that inwards so it acts like an inlet and opens up that a little bit more. But that was planned already. So really, I'm loving the look of this. This is going to be sick. Now, I do not expect it to glide right now. I mean, a tape model will if I give it nose weight and all that good stuff. But this, well, look at that. It actually glides. That's pretty cool. And in the end, you know, a little tiny tape model like this, you wouldn't necessarily expect it to be glideable. I mean, this wasn't even glued in. But in the end, as long as it's on the right angle when you launch it and it's not creating any artificial lift or anything, and I just give her a toss and she glides, that's beauty. I mean, she will go like an arrow, this guy. And because of that, I'm actually really happy with the look of the airplane, with the feel of it, with the proportions of it. I was deeply concerned when I first did this that I was going to find the tail was too short and the nose was way too long. But looking at it in profile and knowing that this is actually going to be a little farther forward and this could be shorter. Okay. I can change that all I want. And I'm thinking a nice tiny little point like that would be better than what I had a minute ago. And theoretically should CG even better at this point. Oh, look at that. It does. It actually is starting to CG pretty well. Which is nice because it means it'll take very little for this little model to center of gravity. It actually is very weight neutral. So everything I'm seeing from this is a really good sign. And like I said, I've been surprised how much I can get out of a tape model. And now that I have it roughly together, I will actually spend quite a while looking at it, trying to get ideas for how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that. Am I going to catapult launch this one? I want to make it a propeller powered pusher prop, which is kind of nice. So the intake is here. No, that's the exit, which means with a triangular exit, I get airflow all three sides around the engine, which is actually really nice. So I'm going to cut it here. It's getting long, but this is my little jet. And I'm not sure what to name it, but I've wanted to do a version of a Learjet for quite a while, and I wanted to do a version of a Viper jet for quite a while, and a version of the F-104 with bigger wings for quite a while. This is kind of all those. Keith out.